morning students. Today we will discuss about the next data structure, which is stack. So as you know, a structure means it is a kind of data structure which can store different types of data within it. Okay, like array can store multiple data value but of same data type. But in case of structures, we can use, do you remember in computer application we studied about structure? Okay, structures, we define it as struct, then we name it as something like we can say student. So it is a structure of a student in which we define its, an integer data type like ID, then a string data type like name. Okay, so there are various kinds of data structure within this one structure called student. Okay, string, address, okay, char, grade. Oh, so this is how it happens. Student S. This is the instance of a student, or we can say an object of a student. Okay, student structure. So here, as you can observe, within a structure we can store various types of data types. Like we can store integer data type, string data type, and character data type, float data type. Many data type is permissible inside a structure. So with that note, having said that about structure, we will define stacks. Stack is a type of data structure which has a specific property that we can retrieve element from the stack in a specific manner, that is from the top only. Okay, so what we can do, you can think of stack as pile of objects one above another, from which we can retrieve element just from the top. Okay, only this can be retrieved. After you have retrieved this, you can access this one, then you can access this one. So this way it goes up till down. Okay, you cannot directly access the last element or the middle element before removing the element above it. So always access of element takes place from the top. That's why stack is also called last in, first out, DS. That means it is a type of data structure that is LIFO, means last in, first out. The other name of stack is last in, first out. Okay, because that's the nature how it functions. In a stack data structure, we can keep objects, but it has to be retrieved in a certain manner. What is the manner? That always you have to retrieve the first element. Okay, you cannot randomly access any element, unlike array. In array, what we used to do, we could access any element. We could access last element, we could access first element. Randomly we could choose any element and we could access it. But here in this case, in case of stack, it's not possible, because stack means itself that last in, first out, it has to follow. That means we can retrieve element only from the top. Okay, we can retrieve element only from the top. So I hope you got the idea. I will define a stack. I will it will be clear for you that how we define a stack. So basically, in terms of data structure, we can think of it as an array from which we can retrieve element only from the top. So you can think of it, this is an array which has some element, like the array size is 5 element, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the indexing, and we can retrieve element only from the top. Top is a variable which always points to the uppermost element. Okay, once you retrieve it, the top will be decremented. Once we access element, once we take out element from the stack, the top will get decremented and it will then point to the next top element, whoever is in the top. Okay, so the top job is, what is top? We can define top as pointer pointer variable that points to the top of stack, topmost element of stack. Okay, so we will get rid of the student structure. So what is top? Pointer variable that points to the topmost element of the stack. So this is what a top can be defined as. And what is the array for? The array maintains stack elements. Okay. So we can define structure as, this point is clear, no? From data structure, what consists of a stack? Stack usually consists of an array and a variable called top, which helps us know, or which points to the topmost element of the stack. Because if you don't know where the top is, how can you access the elements? How can you make use of the element? Because the nature of the stack is we always have to retrieve the topmost element. Okay. So formally, how in see how do we define a stack, we will see. So stack looks like this. Structure, struct, I will name it as stack. Okay. Now, as I said, in start top, it is a pointer which points to the topmost element. And then what we have? We have an array, integer type array, let's say. Array of some element, suppose 10. And we will create an instance of the stack, that is S. So S is a stack which has inside it an array of 10 elements and a pointer variable called top which points to the topmost element of the stack. So this is how formally we define a stack. Okay. I hope it is clear to you. In case of any doubt, you can always post it, or you can comment, or you can reach me through WhatsApp. Okay. So this is how we define a stack. So now let's see with an example. This example only we will take. How this will be stored in the memory? We can think of it as stack memory mein. In stack memory we have 10 elements. So basically this is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. Okay. So this is how it looks like, and the topmost element is what? What is the last element? That is the top element. The top points to this one. Suppose the elements are 20, 25, 80, 79, 13, 15, 6, 74, 3, 19. Suppose these are the elements. Then suppose I want to retrieve and print all the element. What we have to do? We have to simply access the top element and print it. Okay. So we can access this through, first we have to do what? We have to go this way. We will retrieve 19. Then we will retrieve 3, then we will retrieve 74, 6, 15, 30, 79, 80, 25, 20. So this is how one by one we retrieve. We cannot directly get 20. To print 20, what we have to do? First we have to, retrieve all the other element. We have to take it out of the stack, then only we can reach 20. Directly you cannot reach 20. That's the idea. So I was discussing all about what is stack, how does it look like. It's a brief introduction. Then we will eventually see how to, insert element into stack, how to delete an element from the stack. We will see the code later. First you need to understand the logic. So when we delete an element, that means we are accessing an element. Okay. Accessing means you are retrieving it. You are taking it out. Okay. So top will be decremented. Accessing means retrieving. When you are inserting means you are adding some element. have size is predefined, so it is 10, it is already full. It will result in what? Stack overflow. If we try to add element to an already full stack, then it will result in what? Stack overflow. Okay. Now if we have space, let's say the size is 12. You can add 2 more elements, right? So then what will happen? We can add some element like 33. Then top will be incremented accordingly. Top will be incremented to the next position. Now top will point to position number what? 10. Similarly, if you delete this element, then top will be pointed to this. Okay. So this will be deleted and top will be pointing to this. Now, very important thing to discuss. The insertion of element and the incrementation of top to that is called push. So the function is defined as push. What is push? Push means inserting new element into stack. Suppose I add 33, then the top will be pointed to the uppermost element, that is 10. It will point to 10. This operation that I just performed is called push. Now suppose pop. What is pop? Pop is the process of deleting element from stack. So deleting element from the stack is called pop operation. Okay. Suppose I want to delete this. This is removed. Okay. This is removed. And top will be decremented. And it will point to the topmost element. Now what is the topmost element? 19, isn't it? 19 is the topmost element. So top will point to 19. This operation of deleting an element and decrementing the top is called what? Pop. So we understood about stack today. What is stack? What kind of property does it hold? Then what are the two main operation of stack is push and pop. Push means to insert element into the stack. Pop means to retrieve element out of the stack. Okay. So in the next class we will understand how to we will write the entire program of how to create a stack. Okay. How to initialize that stack and how to push and perform push and pop. Because to insert element means pushing. Okay. And to retrieve element means popping. So to make a stack, you have to push some element. Okay. And to delete, to perform pop operation, you have to delete some elements. Okay. So we will see that in detail in entirety in the next class. We will do a program on how to create a stack. Then we will do several push operations. And we will build a stack. And then after that, we will empty the stack by performing all the pop operation. Okay. We will see how the program will be executed. So if you have any doubt, you can post it. And this is all for today's class. We'll continue in the next class.